We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
Today, this is episode number 2076, and today's topic, it's Wednesday, and we are talking about myths all week this week. Today's myth is it takes a ton of money to invest in real estate. I don't think so. I thought you were going to go.
I was going to talk about the whole topic first. I'm like, I wasn't going to launch into it now. I'm making some notes. Let me tell you what my notes are right now, because you just made me think of that. It takes a ton of money to invest in real estate. Some properties it does. If you're brand new and you don't have a community, you don't have people behind you, boy, it does take money. If you're doing houses. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, I can't jump into it because I don't have $200,000 to plop down on a median priced home in a good area. Plop down 200, put 60 into renovations to hopefully sell it for $350, because in that area, that's what it's worth, between $350 and $400. Like, those would be real numbers. Or I don't have the credit score. I don't have this, because there's so many things that it just needs money for that product type, right? I'm just talking SFRs. We didn't even talk about I want to have an apartment complex or a duplex or fill in the blank, and it just gets higher. So I think people automatically think they are not candidates. They can't do this. They're not going to be in the club because they haven't saved up a couple $100,000. Well, I'm here to tell you, I got a great way for you to get a couple $100,000. And when you hear my way, my plan on how to easily go from $10,000 to a couple $100,000, seriously, you're going to realize, why would I even ever change that plan? To which I say, exactly.
I want to hear Jill's $250,000 plan.
Yep.
Yes.
It's easy. Go for it. You want to?
No, I want to hear it.
No, it's at the minute. We're going to do it on the show. We haven't even gotten to the show. We have a question to do.
Sorry,
we have all kinds of things.
Oh, I just leaned back in my chair and I was going to be the Jill show.
I know.
I thought it was going to be the Jill show.
There's a script for a reason. And you write it. So I'm like, how do you forget?
Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum, whether Jill likes it or not, and we take a deep dive into land-related topics by popular request.
I got to say, I use the term script loosely. As you can tell, our script is bullet points. Read the question, do this, mention this show number. That's about it. And the topic.
Of all the people I've ever known, Jill follows the script the least.
Yeah. I don't like
and figuratively in life.
That's true. Oh, I change
Jill
the
wakes
script
up
every day
in the morning and she has feelings.
Yep, I do.
She starts to have feelings, and based on how she feels, that's how the day's going to go.
Yep.
We could go to Mexico tomorrow morning. I'm not sure.
Yes, that's exactly right.
That's not my thing.
Thank you. All right, Johnny wrote, this is so sweet. I said hello to him the other day. Johnny wrote, hello all, brand new to Land Academy. My brother and I are partners, and we're wondering if there are any states or counties that may look good when trolling, but we should not waste our time on. Without making this 20 minutes, Jack, go ahead.
Yes. There are terrible states to buy and sell land in, and there are amazing states to buy and sell land on, depending who you are and what you like. We have many members who buy and sell, put food on the table, full-time buy and sell land in California. Jill and I do not. We have made a lot of money in California. We no longer do, for a lot of reasons. In the last several years, it's changed. It's changed politically, tax-wise, and all of that. And you are subject to a lot, under a microscope in that state. For that reason, we don't buy land there. Half of you who are listening to this are going to completely disagree, and that's fine.
It's fine. I'll still look at the deals if you need funding. But
West Virginia, God love it, has a lot of problems with what we call undivided interest. Long story short, multiple APNs were assigned to a single property. They were assigned to people, not to the properties. So the way that we send out mail and look at data doesn't apply to West Virginia. The New England states, we have some people there in our Land Academy Pro group that smash it. Jill and I tend to avoid that state. It's got more regulations. We are middle of the country people in general. All those middle states, and all the way north and all the way south, we are very into that. Yeah. But some people don't ever bother with states like Wyoming, Arizona, New Mexico,
Nevada,
Texas, Tennessee, Arkansas, we do really well there. Is that the way to do it? Is that where you should send out a mailer? No. You should. I grew up in Michigan. We don't buy a lot of property in Michigan. I don't know why. It's just you need to take a look at what makes sense to you and look at the regulations in that state.
Yeah. There's so much, Johnny, you'll see in our community. When you're trolling, bring it up to us on the Thursday call or bring it up in Discord. Chat with the people like, this is what I'm thinking. Does anybody see any big flaws or anyone experienced anything wrong with this area before I hit the download button? And I'll tell you. I'm a really good group.
Today's myth, it takes a ton of money to invest in real estate.
Okay. So I was talking about first houses. That is a true fact. It's very hard to, especially brand new right out of the gate. Let's just say you got 10 grand to your name. This is my whole point here. I've got 10 grand to invest. What can I do with 10 grand in an SFR or any other property type like that? Not a lot. I really cannot get very far with 10 grand. You're going to spend a lot of time. Hopefully, maybe you find someone, you find a partner, but again, now it's their money, not your money. And then you don't have any experience to go with this too, by the way, to show I can do this. I believe in this deal. Trust me, whatever. 10 grand is just not going to get you very far. That's just a fact. But think about land for a moment, because that's really what we do anyway. And I want you to know that it really doesn't take a ton of money to get going. So think about your 10 grand. You could start off right now, buy one property for 10 grand, sell it for 20. Next month, buy two properties. So you buy two for 10 grand, you're in for 20. You spend your 20, double it again. Now you got 40. Month 3, let me keep going here. Month 3, I do it again. I do 40 to 80. Maybe it takes him a little bit slower. Now I do it in month 6. By month 6, I did that. I turned my 80 into 160. Very easy. And I could have either been doubling what I'm investing and then I could be buying for 20 and selling for 40 right now, or I could just still not change a thing. Let's just assume you are really not comfortable yet. You're going to keep your buy for 10, sell for 20. But if you keep doing it like I'm talking about, 8 deals, buy for 80, sell for 160. Now, if I can do 8, I can do 16. And maybe it takes me, 5 months to do that. So flippin' what? That's going to be close to a year of all my time invested. And at the end of the year, I've turned my 160 into 320, all doing the same type of deals. Now think about this. So at the end of the year, you've got $320,000. Say I screw a few up. I didn't go like I planned. I didn't finish on time. I didn't find them, whatever. I screw it up and I have $250,000. So what? There's my $250,000 inside of a year. Now I can make different decisions. And this is my point here today. Do I want to buy one house or keep doing what I'm doing? Because if I can turn 10 grand into 250, think what I could do with $250,000. Mic drop. In
the mid-90s, I bought a piece of property on eBay, an 80-acre property in the middle of Arizona, sight unseen. I won the auction for around $8,000. I cleaned the property up on the internet. I never went and saw it. I didn't clean the property up physically. What I did was I represented it with maps and cool stuff and re-auction it off.
Did you even do, I was telling somebody this.
2 to 3 times what I paid.
Did you even do anything about photographs? Did you even have, no. So do you use whatever photographs they had?
I used what I could find on the internet.
Okay.
That was free.
This is good because I was just curious. Okay. Of the area.
Yeah.
So perfect. Okay. Thank you.
And told the story and all of that and cleaned up the photos and with the, back then it wasn't even Photoshop, it was something else. And that was the beginning of the real beginning of my real estate career. It was out of frustration with buying and selling nursing homes, which is very difficult. It's in the ebook. Go get the ebook on landacademy.com. I tell the story in the first chapter, first or second. I have never put a dollar into this business since that day. I did exactly what Jill described, and 16,000 deals later, here we are. And you're listening to these stories because we know what we're doing. And what Jill just said is exactly the way to do it with land. Mm-hmm. Point number 2, and my final point is this. There's an old saying in real estate, really in life, there's way more money out there than sense. There are so many people that wake up in the morning and their job is to find people to lend money to, whether it's mortgage companies, mortgage brokers, credit card companies. There's tons and tons of money out there. And they are not particularly scrupulous about who they lend money to, what it's going to be used for. as long as they get their money back with a predictable and consistent return, interest rate. We've been hardwired, all of us, and rejected when we have applied for loans in the past because of this, because of how it's structured. So debt leaves a healthy, pretty bad taste in our mouths to the point we don't want to take a bite out of it anymore. That is why we created Land Academy. So all you need to do is find a great piece of property, let us know, let others members in Land Academy. There's many members in Land Academy. All they want to do is lend money. They have no intention of ever sending a mailer out. They just don't. I don't know why. I've never understood that.
They know how smart this group is. They don't have to do any work.
If you bring a house to us,
That's not nuts.
or a piece of property to us that you have under contract for $300,000, and you can show us that it's worth $400,000 today, we will not be able to write you a check fast enough.
Yeah.
You do not need any money at all to be incredibly successful in real estate.
Just go find those deals.
Your job is to locate undervalued off-market property.
Queue them up. You'd be surprised at how fast you'll get them funded. It's a natural progression in Land Academy too. It's really nice. So that was one way. So there's two ways. Start small. That was one. You just watched my 10,000 to 320,000 around a year. No big deal. Or the other way is use other people's money right out of the gate. So let me paint this picture for you. You have your 10,000, but you're like, you know what? This is only going to get me so far. It's going to be a slow process. Let's just say I don't want to mail and buy for 10 and sell for 20 because it's worth 25 or 30. I want to go for it. I want to start mailing right away. I want to buy for 80. I don't want to sell these things for 150, 160 because I know they're worth 200, maybe more. Those are really easy, real numbers. You're like, but I don't have the 80 grand. But you know what? Jill does. Jack does. I see all these people in Land Academy. They do. So the other way is you could just dive right in. Go for those buy for 80. Buy for 80. Let's just say sell for 200. That's really easy numbers. And when people get a letter for 80 grand, you better believe they pay attention to it. They really do. And so how do your profit is not, you don't get the whole profit. It's whatever percentage you and the funder work out. Maybe it's 50-50. Maybe it's even more, depending what you're putting into it. Maybe you're doing more. Hey, I'm going to sell it in 30 days. I know what's going to happen. How about it's 60-40? People will not argue with that. And if I don't sell it in 90 days, then we rock it to 50-50, whatever it is thing. Whatever you and your funder work out is what you do. And now look how fast you do 4 of those a year or 6 of those a year. You're doing a lot versus my earlier transaction was 16 deals. To get you at least $250,000, you're probably going to do it in 4 deals, 4 to 6 deals. You're going to get your $250,000.
By the
That's
way, your talent is leverageable. Mm-hmm. Your funder's talent, he's going to run out of money eventually. So you get another funder. So all you're doing is running around.
6 at the same time.
Placing these properties with your funders. It's not incredibly difficult if you learn how to do it and you utilize data correctly the first time around.
Yep. And I'm going to argue those bigger deals a little bit easier too. I want to really take a moment and share that because at that price point, it's gonna naturally warrant probably bringing in a professional to sell it for you. So you don't even have to do that work.
Correct.
You find the deal, get the money, put it all together, get it purchased, and now you're just managing an agent and watching the transaction go. How fun is that?
Jack, you guys make this sound so easy.
I know.
Why doesn't everybody do this?
I know.
Here's why. Because they're not smart.
Yeah.
And you are.
There you go. Thank you.
Join us tomorrow where we talk about the 4th myth this week. Real estate investment is risky. Nope. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.